a thought-reading helmet, racing and military drones, Boston Dynamics news, robots for exploring other planets, micro-robots, robotic avatars, and other high-tech news in today's One Issue. Existence, a company that develops warehouse logistics robots, has received another $20 million in development funding. The AWP robotics platform allows warehouse workers to perform work from home or their office, switching to other locations as needed. The developers at Existence say they want to create a reliable working system and sustainable production, not a series of prototypes. We would like to wish them luck and point out that engineers succeeded not only in the structural, but also the design part of the project, and their robot does not cause the Evil Valley effect at all. Boston Dynamics released a video to commemorate the anniversary of the start of Spot's delivery to real-world workplaces around the world. Today, Spot works at hundreds of sites, from construction sites and power plants to mines and universities. And for some users, Spot has also become a trusted friend and helper. Remember that to date, there has been 500 sales of Spot the robot. By the way, the other day Boston Dynamics was the winner of the RBR50 Robotics Innovation Award 2021. Thanks to the development of a robotic arm for the robot. According to the jury, Spot Arm made the robot not just a data collection platform, but a highly skilled mobile manipulator that can interact with its environment. Scientists believe the mobile arm on legs is a new form factor that will change the traditional understanding of robot capabilities. Engineers from the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology Zurich have developed an algorithm to control their bodies for four-legged robots in the microgravity of other planets. Thanks to it, the research robot SpaceBok learned to turn around by moving its legs in flight and to push off surfaces at any given angle. Training with reinforcement helped the neural network teach the robot to move in the simulation, and then the algorithm was transferred to a real SpaceBok model. During the experiment, the robot was attached to a moving platform using a bearing, allowing it to rotate freely in the plane. Cassie Blue's robot learned to walk over rough terrain at night without first mapping. The robot was helped in this by data from LiDAR and inertial measurement modules, which Cassie combined to generate a real-time surface elevation map. The U.S. startup company Kernel, which is developing a mind-reading helmet, said it is starting to ship its devices to its first customers at a price of $50,000. Each helmet weighs less than a kilogram and contains multiple sensors that measure and analyze the brain's electrical impulses and blood flow at the speed of thought, registering how the organ reacts to the world around it. Basic technology has been around for years, but such machines usually take up an entire room, cost millions of dollars, and require that patients sit quietly in a clinical setting. A simple wearable device would be a breakthrough in brain research. Plus, Kernel engineers have developed a laser and computer chips that can see and record more brain activity than any previous tech. The only catch so far is two separate devices have had to be developed for different research purposes. One of them, Flow, looks like a high-tech bicycle helmet with a ring of sensors inside and a wire on the back that can be connected to a computer. This helmet is used to assess attention and emotional state in real time. Another helmet, Flux, measures the electromagnetic activity by assessing brain function, activity, and reactions to information. Kernel's founder believes that helmets will help everyone monitor their own brain health, so by 2030, he hopes to reduce their cost to a price of a smartphone. Alauda Aeronautics Racing Octocopter passed its first unmanned test in the Australian desert. The Airspeed Mk3 is scheduled to complete in virtual drone races of flying cars 3 times this year, and in 2022, races with pilots are already being planned. The Airspeed Mk3 is an octocopter with 4 arms extending from the fuselage. At the end of each of them, there are 2 opposing rotors. The total power of the rotors is 320 kilowatts. The drone weighs 130 kilograms and can reach 200 kilometers per hour, and from 0 to 99 kilometers per hour in 2.8 seconds. The battery lasts for 15 minutes, but it can quickly be changed at pit stops during the race. Thanks to a built-in system with LiDAR, radar, and cameras, the racing octocopter will evade collisions by itself when detecting obstacles at given distances from itself. Estonia has authorized the launch of the Auve Tech hydrogen-powered unmanned shuttle on public roads. The unmanned vehicle will emit only water vapor and thermal energy into the atmosphere. There will be no operator in the 6-seat cabin, and all questions arising will be solved remotely. The drones will travel short distances, taking people from their homes to the nearest major transportation hub. The shuttles will appear on streets as early as July 5th. A team of scientists from the Nanyang Technological University in Singapore has developed a millimeter-sized robot that can be precisely controlled by magnetic fields. This opens up new possibilities in biomedicine and manufacturing. The robots are superior to their existing counterparts in that they have the ability to move with 6 degrees of movement. This includes translational motion along 3 spatial axes and rotational motion around these 3 axes. In addition, the new robots have 43 times higher rotation speed than their counterparts. Soft robots can both swim, like jellyfish, and reliably grasp miniature objects. Rovenso introduced the Rovio, an autonomous security robot. The robot is able to move independently on a route of its own choosing to detect not only intruders or unusual movements, but also fire, fluid leaks, or system malfunctions that could endanger human life. The silent robot is equipped with acoustic analysis, 3D laser scanning, night vision, and thermal imaging. The developers state that the robot can quickly overcome rough terrain as well as steps and stairs simply by adapting to their shape. IBM has sent its autonomous Mayflower on a long voyage. The drone will repeat the journey of the English ship of the same name, which crossed the Atlantic Ocean, rounded Cape Cod, and docked at Plymouth Rock in the 17th century. The drone's journey should take about 3 weeks. The 15-meter Mayflower weighs 5 tons and can travel at 10 knots thanks to a solar-powered hybrid electric motor. An AI captain is in charge of steering the vessel, which receives data from more than 50 sensors, including cameras, a radar station, an automatic identification system module, radio communication equipment for exchanging information with other vessels, including voice messages, and other systems and sensors. AI Captain is able to detect and classify vessels, buoys, marine debris, and land areas on its own. The drone itself collects information about ocean acidification, microplastics, and marine mammals. Boeing's MQ-25 T-1 drone made history as the first drone to refuel another aircraft in flight. Tested in June, the drone refueled an F-18 Super Hornet aircraft. Now the refueling drone will travel to a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier for testing on deck. DARPA demonstrated the operation of its C-UAS counter-unmanned aerial system from the Mobile Force Protection Program. The device launched by a bunch of sticky tapes that entangle drone motors and disrupt their operation. It took the agency 4 years to develop a low-cost, reusable system that could be used even when traveling through populated areas. The Chinese ship Shenzhou 12 successfully delivered 3 astronauts on board the Celestial Orbital Station under construction. In 3 months, the astronauts, who, for the first time in orbit, will have to assemble and connect the station's equipment, which will be delivered by cargo ships. Later, 2 laboratory modules will be brought into orbit, which will be docked to the base. A total of 11 launches and just over a year will be needed to complete the construction. NASA has finally revealed its long-built Space Launch System, or SLS rocket, to take astronauts to the moon. Engineers at the Kennedy Space Center installed the 65-meter-long main stage between the 2 launch vehicles. This is the first time all 3 key elements of a rocket have been together in a launch configuration. NASA plans to launch SLS on its maiden flight later this year. During the Artemis 1 flight, the SLS will deliver Orion, America's next-generation crew, to the moon. No astronauts will be on board, however. Engineers want to test the rocket and spacecraft for durability before humans go to the moon in 2023. Canon has installed artificial intelligence cameras in its office in China that only lets smiling employees inside. The management is confident that this will allow employees to relax and become more efficient, as well as make the work atmosphere happier. Thus, it's possible to book a conference hall for business meetings or assembly with only a smile. Canon thinks that such approach would be useful for state enterprises, schools, hospitals, and other institutions. Subscribe to the Pro Robot channel, like this video, and don't miss any news from the world of science and high-tech of the future.